So Jessica V is one of the Heartbeat community members. She didn't give me a ton of information, so I want to kind of set the base for you and kind of explain what you can do as a base model, a baseline. Jessica V, I explained that she had what I know about her, what we chatted about, not a lot. Kind of her Instagram that she shared, her community bio that we have for members, and just kind of went through some information. I don't need to read it all to you, but if you really want, I can share it later. What the secret sauce was, I just wanted to make sure that chat could go out and search for the internet, get a baseline and figure stuff out, because chat, as much as we love or hate it, it's an AI prediction tool. So it tries to predict everything that's going to happen. Like it has a crystal ball and it's going to figure things out. It's kind of like having voices in your head, but not the crazy version, right? So it can always do different things. So I just wanted to kind of say, here's the things that I want to do. I want a top 10 checklist. She doesn't have a community yet. She's growing. She's figuring it out. She's getting there. She hasn't launched. And maybe some community themes, maybe some email campaign ideas, maybe some video topics that we could lean into so she could promote her community when the time comes.
Or a wait list, because we've got that wait list feature.
We'll have to add that. Thanks, Mike. And so it thinks a bit. It doesn't really matter about these models and these systems or what AI you're using. It just matters that you kind of figure out how to think like AI, as if you're like a junior marketer or a VA or somebody that's never really been emotional human before, and they're trying to emulate the things you're doing without having a clue how to do it. So there you go. Yeah, I have my folder for everything. I've organized, Celine. I'm getting there. And you'll see a Heartbeat folder. Don't tell Mike that we'll get there too. Yeah, it's good. So 5 community themed concepts that came up with, and then it gave me a bit of a summary. So she's into zero waste. That's cool. Roots and resilience circles, because that's part of her brand. Some Art Spark Youth Creative, because she likes being a maker and creating things. In Stockton, I believe that's on the West Coast of the U.S., she can do in-person pop-ups and events and getting people together if you want to combine the online with the reels. That's always fun. And maybe a design forum. Came up with some launch campaigns inside the collective, member spotlight, sneak peeks, all these things that would be a great start. But I'm trying to give you an example, not as a, oh, wow, look at this. This is amazing. This is kind of an entry point. If you give it the basics, here's what you'll expect. And then you kind of go through promo ideas and launch campaigns and checklists. And basically, here's the 10-step process. Here you go. And that says you can, do a few things extra that would help to have that hybrid experience. So you kind of get an idea. Here's an output based on a paragraph and basically point form stuff. Here's some information. Here's a light bio. Here's an Instagram post, and poof. And even came up with some prices. Free, $10, $25, maybe a good starting point for your community price point. So that's good. And then when I get more into it, there's Tanya, who's a live streamer. You've seen her a bit on the Hearth, Tanya Smith. I did a bit more homework because she gave me a bit more information. So I'll just scroll up the top because it's a lot. I wanted to make sure that I'm talking to ChatGPT like a person. It's weird at first, but then helps frame the tone. If you treat, I don't know, like an assistant or like those robots that speak to you, kind of like the Jetsons. If I'm old, everybody else should be, and they should understand who Rosie is. If you don't, I'm sorry, but it was a smart-ass robot on the Jetsons, kind of emulates this AI feeling that I have. I explained what Tanya is. I gave a bit of a bio. I said, here's some point form stuff from her brand guide that she was kind enough to share with me. I said maybe she's patient, she's calm, and Tamara loves the Jetsons. Thank you. Radio peeps hanging out, loving the Jetsons. Here's a website. Here's what she does. Here's all the things going on, her about page. And I'm just feeding it some information, some stuff from LinkedIn. And you kind of get the idea. As a social media expert, I want chat to wear this hat. How do you emulate a social media expert? How do you emulate a marketing professional? If you don't specifically ask it to emulate a certain job, criteria, or title, it's kind of like those inner voices. It has a lot of personalities, but only in a good way. And if you don't, it'll come up with a lot of generic information, try to guess what you're doing. So the more information that you can give it, the less guesswork it has and the less slop you create.